Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call the October 17th regular council meeting to order. This meeting is being held with the benefit of public notice as required by the Open Publics Meeting Act. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Mr. Capero.
Yes.
Ms. Phillips. Here. Mr. Carabelli.
Here.
Mr. Whalen.
Here.
Mr. Ty is absent this evening.
Would you please stand and join me in salute the flag of our country, remain standing for the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Lord, may we follow your many examples of selflessness and compassion, and may we offer our services and talents to those in need. Let us pray especially this evening for those suffering through the ongoing war in the Ukraine, in Israel, and throughout the world. May you guide a peaceful solution for all involved. As always, continue to bless our country and township, and may we as a government represent the best interests of our community. We ask all these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. Okay.
Council President, for your consideration, we have communications C1 through C5. If okay with you, we'll do a motion at the end.
Yes.
C1 is a joint proclamation extending congratulations to the Stuart Johnson Dance Academy on their 60th dance season.
Thank you. Councilwoman Nancy Schultz will read that proclamation.
Thank you, Council President. It is my honor to read our proclamation for Stuart Johnson Dance School. Whereas in 1964, Miss Isabel Johnson opened Stuart Johnson Dance Academy on Hanover Street in Trenton, New Jersey. The academy moved 3 times before finding its permanent home in Lexington Square on New Jersey Route 33, located within Hamilton Township. In September of 2023, Miss Johnson officially turned over the studio to her daughter, Kim Spallatino, who has also been a dance teacher for over 25 years. And whereas Stuart Johnson Dance Academy offers a wide range of classes for dancers including ballet, tap, jazz, hip-hop, lyrical, musical theater, contemporary, and acrobatics. They also offer preschool age classes beginning as early as 2 years of age. And whereas students past and present of the Stuart Johnson Dance Academy have impressive resumes and bright futures. Over the years, dancers have gone on to become Radio City Rockettes, perform in Broadway show Hamilton, and have joined many professional dance teams throughout New Jersey, Philadelphia, and New York. And now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Jeffrey S. Martin, Mayor and the Hamilton Township Council, in the County of Mercer, State of New Jersey, join with the citizens of Hamilton Township to extend our congratulations to Stuart Johnson Dance Academy on their 60th season of dance, and we commend them for their countless contributions to the future of our community over the years. The legacy they have built is immense and worthy of admiration.
Thank you. Why don't we, if somebody's here from Stuart Johnson.
Yes, it's Mrs. Bell.
Sure.
Nancy? Good. Before we do the next proclamation, I did want to recognize someone in our audience from our Hamilton Township School Board. She's usually attends a few meetings a year, but I still like to recognize Dina Thornton for attending tonight's meeting. Thank you.
Communication C2 is a joint proclamation recognizing the month of October as National First Responders Month.
We'll have Councilman Pat Papero read that proclamation.
Thank you, Council President. Whereas nurses, paramedics, emergency medical technicians, public safety telecommunicators, law enforcement officers, firefighters, and members of other organizations in the public safety sector are first responders. First responders protect as well as aid the community in the event of an emergency and are the first line of defense against emergencies that threaten life. And whereas first responders partake in training, extensive education, and personal sacrifice to develop the expertise required to respond to emergency situations. And whereas first responders risk their lives each and every day serving the community during dangerous situations, some of which have paid the ultimate sacrifice. And whereas the families and loved ones of first responders also make great sacrifice in order for first responders to serve the residents of the community. And whereas first responders are a vital part of the Hamilton Township community and their service is worthy of recognition every day, especially during National First Responders Month. And now therefore be it proclaimed that I, Jeffrey S. Martin, Mayor, and the Hamilton Township Council do hereby name October 2023 as National First Responders Month in Hamilton Township and encourage all Hamiltonians to commend and honor those who save numerous lives each day and pay respects to those who have given the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. Today, October 17th, 2023. I think Ms. Thornton, can you just stand up and be recognized? Please. It's nice to be able to have our first responders here, but as they would all admit as well, the real heroes are the family members, the wives, the husbands, the significant others that take care of everything while we're not home. And as I see Kyle shaking his head, and I see everybody else,
You better.
we all go to work not knowing what's coming next, but our family members, I think, get tougher as well, because they live through what we live through, they see what we see, and without going home to our wives or our husbands or spouses or whoever everybody goes home to, we wouldn't make it in the next day either. So thank you to Dina.
We'll come down, we'll have all three groups come up at once, and we'll give out the proclamations, get a nice little photo op.
We're tall, we're going back. We're tall.
And he was there.
I'm a little guy.
You still gotta get a photo.
Okay.
One more proclamation. Yeah. You got all three of them proclamations.
There's two more.
Two, I think there's two.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's up to you, by the way.
All right.
I knew better than to leave this house.
Moving right along. Go ahead.
Yes, oh, sorry. Got lost there.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Congratulations.
Communication C3 is a joint proclamation in support of the Crown Act to create a respectful and open workspace for Natural Hair Act.
We'll have Councilman Carabelli will read that one.
Whereas the Creating a Respectful and Open Workspace for Natural Hair Act, also known as the Crown Act, prohibits discrimination based on traits historically associated with race, including, but not limited to, hair texture, type, and protective style. The law makes it illegal to target individuals at work, school, or in public spaces based on their phenotypical traits. The Crown Act strengthens individual protections and ensures dignity and respect for cultural expression. And whereas America is a melting pot of cultures and ethnicities, and no individual should be made to feel uncomfortable or being discriminated against because of their natural hair. 24 states have created laws that prohibit hair-based discrimination, New Jersey being the third state to do so. However, support for this legislation still needs to be promoted as, to date, 26 states and the United States federal government have yet to pass the Crown Act into law. And whereas the Township of Hamilton recognizes the Crown Act as an essential tool in protecting individuals from discrimination. And now therefore be it proclaimed that I, Jeffrey S. Martin, Mayor, and the Hamilton Township Council hereby affirms our support of the Create a Respectful and Open Workspace for Natural Hair Act.
Very good. I don't think, is there anybody here tonight representing them? Okay, obviously, we'll hang on to that and get it to the right people.
Communication C4 is a joint proclamation in support of National Red Ribbon Week, October 23rd through October 31st.
I'll do that one as well. Whereas alcohol and drug abuse are at epidemic stages and is affecting many families and communities across the United States. And whereas the Red Ribbon Campaign was established to commemorate the service of Enrique Kiki Camarena, 11-year special agent of the Drug Enforcement, 11-year special agent of the Drug Enforcement Administration, who was murdered in the line of duty in 1985 while engaged in the battle against illicit drugs. And whereas Red Ribbon Week promotes individuals and families to responsibly choose a healthier, drug-free lifestyle without the use of illegal or legal drugs. And whereas parents, youths, schools, businesses, law enforcement agencies, religious institutions, service organizations, senior citizens, medical and military personnel, sports teams, and individuals throughout the United States will demonstrate their commitment to healthy, productive, and drug-free lifestyles by wearing and displaying red ribbons during this week-long celebration. And whereas the mission of the Hamilton Township Municipal Alliance Against Substance Abuse is to prevent alcoholism and to promote healthy, productive lifestyle choices while empowering youth and adults to better the Hamilton Township community. And now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Jeffrey S. Martin, Mayor, and the Hamilton Township Council do hereby name October 23rd to October 31st as Red Ribbon Week.
Is anyone here to accept the proclamation? Okay, we'll make sure it gets in the right hands.
Communication C5 is to receive documentation to update alcohol beverage control license 1103-32-035-003, trading as Pete's Steakhouse. This is amended pages 2, 3, and 4 for the correction of a landlord and addition of an ATM machine. You see the motion?
Yep. So under communications, we're going to do all 5 at once, so we need a motion from C1 to C5.
Council President, I'll make a motion to move on communication C1 through C5.
I'll second the motion.
On the motion, Mr. Papero?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Passes 4-0. Next for your consideration is consent agenda items CA1 through CA25.
Thank you. I'll go over a few of these, especially the larger items. If you look at CA7, it's a resolution authorizing a 2-year contract for emergency underground infrastructure repair with Ted Dulce, Inc., Winters and Bugby, Inc., Joseph Gingoli and Sons, Inc., and Fletcher Kramer and Son, Inc. for the Department of Water Pollution Control in the amount of $1,900,000. That's a shared maximum. CA9 is 23-444, resolution authorizing an alternative award full disclosure contract with Haldeman Ford for the purchase of a 2023 Ford SD 250 XL 4x4 Super Cab pickup with an 8-foot bed, Department of Public Works Division of Roads, in the amount of $53,962.08. These are all truck purchases I'm reading. CA10 is 23-445, resolution authorizing an alternative award full disclosure contract with Haldeman Ford for the purchase of 2023 Ford SD 350 XL 4x4 Super Cab diesel chassis with 9-foot Reading Classic 2 service body pickup for Department of Public Works Division of Roads in the amount of $79,499.70 maximum. CA11, 23-446, resolution authorizing alternative award for disclosure contract with Haldeman Ford for the purchase of a 2023 Ford Transit Cutaway all-wheel drive chassis with an 11-foot Reading CSV service body for the Department of Public Works Division of Roads in the amount of $75,129.28 maximum. CA 12 is a resolution authorizing alternative award full disclosure contract to Holman Ford for the purchase of a 2023 Ford SD 250 XL 4x4 Super Cab pickup with 8-foot bed for the Department of Public Works Division of Parks and Roads in the amount of $54,173.72 maximum. These vehicles, just so everybody knows, we went with Haldeman, correct? I think it was Winter was the other one originally. But with, I guess, the strike that's going on and the availability of these trucks possibly later on next year or further, we decided since Haldeman had them in stock, that we're going to put the order in now so we know that we satisfy the needs. And this all comes out of capital. CA 15 is a resolution approving the change order number 2 corrected final project closeout to resolution 20-315 with PAC 2 Construction LLC for the gravity thickener and digester rehabilitation project for the Department of Water Pollution Control. It's a $16,546 increase. So this is the second and final. And CA 23-458, a resolution authorizing the refund of 2021 through 2023 real estate overpayments in the amount of $123,456.41. Unless, does anybody from council have any questions on some of the other consent agenda items?
I do not.
I do not. I just want to mention the 23-448, the pole banner project, which I think is kind of interesting. We've hired an entity to, which is no cost to us. They're going to put up banners representing the Hamilton Township, specific design, agreed upon design, but it'll also have sponsorship opportunities for our business community out there. So I thought that was pretty interesting endeavor that the administration pursued, so I like that.
Yeah, I agree. It's all part of that beautification program. You see it in other communities that utilize it, so I think it's a great idea, and it'll add a little luster to the town. Anybody else under the consent agenda?
No questions, just I was gonna comment that happy to see more grants coming in for, saving our residents' taxes, as well as seeing the improvements to our water pollution control. That's really needed.
Okay, seeing there's no other questions from council, I'll open it up to the public on the consent agenda items, and let me pull the podium up with the speaker. What? You sure? Oh, man, look at that. Girls are tough.
Jenny, I'm trying to get him to leave it there.
Well, you want to use her yourself.
Come on up, Lisa, please. It's on the consent agenda, correct?
Yes, I just have one quick question.
Sure.
Lisa Williams, Briner Lane. On item 23, is that number correct? Being an accountant, seeing a number that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it looks a little weird.
23- what?
Oh,
Overpayment real estate?
23. Yeah. That is the correct number? Okay. It just looks weird, being an accountant.
I know it's
1, 2, 3,
unusual.
4, 5, 6, it seems to me like, could that be a fake number?
Well, I know it's unusual, but yes, and it's actually unusual for this large, but there was one large community that was adjusted to give a refund to. They had an overpayment. But I think I would agree with you completely. I'd really look into it if the cents were 70, okay? So
Yeah. Like, maybe it's okay, but it looks kind of weird. I'm going to ask.
You're right.
Thank you.
I'll be quite honest, I didn't pick that up, but being an
I'm
accountant.
an accountant,
Yeah.
we noticed.
Yes.
I saw it, but being that the last day of this year is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
I know.
It didn't, strike me as up.
Thank you.
That's right.
Anyone else from the public on the consent agenda items? Any questions? Seeing none, move for a motion from the council.
I make the motion to close the public comment portion, move consent agenda items 20, I guess CA 1 through CA 25.
I'll second the motion.
on the motion, Mr. Caparo?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Mr. Mailer?
Yes.
Passes 4-0. Ordinance 123-041 is an ordinance authorizing the Township of Hamilton to enter into an agreement with George Springer, his successors and/or assigns for the acquisition of improvements and property located at 1809 Clockner Road, designated as Block 1922, Lot 5, Hamilton, New Jersey, purchase price $200,000, estimated closing cost $10,000, total amount of funding $210,000. This is second reading and public hearing.
Any questions from council? I'm sure everybody's familiar with this piece of property and where it's located. It's, this is on Clockner Road and White Horse Avenue, where the ShopRite was that was knocked down recently for the new municipal building. There's a house that was, I can't say it was abandoned because it was still owned by somebody, but that's that piece of property that the township bought. Seeing there's no questions from council, open up to the public. Anybody else? I know, Janice, you've raised your hand, not knowing where it was, but anyone else on the second reading of ordinance number 123-041? Seeing none, I'll move for a motion.
Council President, I'll make a motion to close the public comment and move on ordinance 123-041.
I'll second that motion.
On the motion, Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Passes 4-0. Ordinance 223-042 is an ordinance accepting a deed of roadway dedication for future road widening purposes for the Township of Hamilton to the Township of Hamilton, former Benosy property located on Merrick Road, Block 2714, part of Lot 22. This is second reading and public hearing.
Any questions from council regarding this piece of property, which you should be familiar with, over on Merrick Road? It's right at the bend there. It operates as if I'm not mistaken, a landscaping business. No? Okay. I'll open up to the public. This is second reading, public hearing on ordinance number 223-042. Any questions from the public? Seeing none, close the public portion and look for a motion.
Council President, seeing no further comment, I'll close the public comment portion and look to move on second reading and adoption ordinance 223-042.
I'll second the motion.
On the motion, Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Passes 4-0 on second reading and public hearing.
At this time, we're going to open it up for comments from the public. I don't think anybody signed up, right? But if you want to raise your hand, I'll give you 4 minutes at the mic. Come on up, Janice, please.
Jen Scott, 432 Trinity Avenue, Cornell Heights. I would first like to thank Mr. Carabelli. He remembered the question I asked last time, and he gave me the answer before the meeting tonight. Thorough and efficient.
Well, I just want to let you know, I did have to contact the clerk's office because I knew there was something I forgot. And I made a note of it. I knew what you said. Yeah. So I did double check, but thank you.
Okay,
Thank
we
you.
just clicked with me about the left turn, we're not going to, that's what making sense.
Yes.
We're making a left this way, we're
Yes.
making a left that way, and that's why there was a problem. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you much.
No, you.
Okay, and, I happen to be the luck of the Irish, even though I'm Polish, that we have the fire chief here, because I had a question, because I have to pass Mercer Firehouse. And, there was all kinds of trucks there. I mean, I never saw such a huge hook and ladder. But what are the yellow vehicles? Are they the rescue vehicles? There's, Mercer,
I'd
Mercerville
love
has
to
this
take a swipe at that and get it right.
big
but,
yellow truck.
We got this.
I have no idea what that is. Sometimes you see you go on the road, they're yellow. I said fire engines are always red. And I assume some houses just have the ladders and some houses just have the trucks. And then they just decide to meet at the fire, I guess. But the yellow things are blowing me out of the water here. I have no idea what they are.
Is there any other, well, before I bring the chief up, you have anything else, Janice? And then I'll have the chief address it.
No, that was the main thing, because we're down to 7 houses, and I was just,
Right.
you know, there's some just have the trucks, because Mercerville used to have a lot of trucks, but they don't anymore. And then you see these yellow things going down, and I'm thinking, what the heck are they?
I think I know what it is, but I'm not gonna say, because I'll probably get it wrong, but I'm gonna bring the chief
And the
up.
hook and ladder, I mean, that was my goodness, I don't know what kind of.
Beautiful, ain't it?
We had it, Gigudo, that would take off the,
Janice, you're making my first.
in first grade, you make all kinds of words up.
I was gonna say, as a teacher, you're allowed.
Right.
Yes.
And, it would have to be the firehouse on Broad Street, that who's at the Rustling, the huge ones, that would fit in there, but, Mercerville or anything, screw that. Okay. The chief.
With the consolidation, so we do operate out of 8 houses. The 8th house is Colonial Volunteer Fire Company, and they have a special services unit.
Where we pick up the 8 of them.
Just for the record, just for the record, so it's on the tape, so that they know who's talking.
Oh,
so.
sorry, Chris Hazy, 18 Mount Drive, also the fire chief.
Thank you, chief.
So we do operate out of all 8 houses. Colonial Fire Company is the one volunteer house right now, where they run special services, air and light. And they've been a huge contributor to the operation. Most of the trucks you're seeing, fire trucks, are red. Completely agree with you. Some of the fire departments prior to consolidation had white trucks and yellow trucks. We're fixing that. The new specification for the Hamilton Fire Division is a black and red fire truck, mostly red. The green truck you're seeing is a reserve piece for the rescue truck. So the rescue truck was purchased by Mercer Volunteer Fire Company about 4 years ago. Was an exploratory concept to put a rescue truck in service in Hamilton Township. So we bought a used one for a steal. It's still in operation, but it's an old truck. So the reserve piece for the rescue truck is an old special services unit from Station 15, which was a lime green truck, much to my dismay, but however, it's doing a very great job, and it's too expensive to pay. So as you're seeing the new fleet come in, there's a ladder truck. We've received $1 million from the state of New Jersey, which was excellent. Thank you for all your support on that, including the mayor. So you will start seeing more red and black trucks. There is a huge delay on fire trucks. They take 4 years to come in now. The price is exorbitant. We've done our diligence, and again, with things like $1 million coming from the state of New Jersey is a huge benefit to the taxpayers, and I couldn't be more grateful to the administration and the council and the public for doing that truck.
Okay, you're saying green, I thought it was yellow.
Well, yeah, potato. It's a very day-glow yellow greenish. Should we show yellow green?
And it's all different to what?
It's a reserve piece, so when the front line rescue truck is out of service, that's the piece that we put all the tools in while the rescue truck's getting repaired. So we maintain about, I believe it's 6 reserve engines, 1 reserve ladder, 1 reserve rescue truck. Yeah, so the key is because we're very busy and trucks are aging and we're doing our best. But sometimes we have to go into the reserve piece. So that's your rescue piece. Yeah.
Thank you very much for the explanation, chief. Thank you, Janice, for the question. Anybody else in the public? Lisa, come on up, please.
Lisa Williams, Brenner Lane. Thank you again for your continued involvement in trying to address an issue in my neighborhood. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My question, I'm going to ask again, because I still have not seen a post for animal control services for what will and will not result in a response, where to call when. I know even I'm getting tired of asking. I've been asking since at least mid-August. And I heard at the last, the health department meeting that we now, or maybe it was the last meeting, we now have ACO coverage on Sundays. The shelter did a post that they were closed for Indigenous Peoples Day, and I asked on the post, will there be animal control coverage, and no one answered. So the shelter hours that are open to the public are posted on the website, but no animal control hours or procedures are posted. Why aren't we doing this? My thought is if the administration so believes that they have interpreted and implemented NJSA 4:19-15.16, which is the animal control coverage statute, correctly, why is there such a delay or reluctance in disclosing this information to the public so we know what is supposed to be done and everyone is treated the same when they make a phone call for help?
I can answer that. So again, I think we said at the last meeting that we were hopeful, or Chris had sort of indicated that we were hopeful within the next couple of weeks we'd have something up. So we're right there. We're on the verge of it. In fact, I saw a second draft of it just this afternoon, but I had some questions on it and sent that back to them late this afternoon to suggest, I think we needed to clarify some things because to me, it did a good job of kind of explaining, here's what the hours are that we have ACO coverage, right? And 7 days a week, and they laid out the hours on that. That was helpful. And then they talked about routine, I think they called it routine animal issues or concerns that you should call for. So they had that in there, but I still think they needed to clarify, because some of the issues that you and others have raised of calls that were made, right? They didn't have that in any of the examples. So I want to model it more like the calls that are coming in, right? And make sure that we don't exclude those. I don't want anybody reading a post and then still having a question as to, do I call or do I not call? So I did ask them to clarify a few points. So, I'm hopeful that they'll continue to work on that and get that in, tomorrow I'm going to be looking for an answer on that. So, and hopefully by then it should be ready to, if they revise it and it looks good, then, it should be ready to post right up there. Because I think you're right. We all think you're right, that, the clearer that we can be so that there's no confusion and question out there for what people should call for and what an ACO is going to respond to, we've got to get that up there. So I appreciate your perseverance on it, and just ask you to be a little more patient as we finalize it, because I want to get it right also, right?
I would appreciate that, because it's been many years of issues, and
Yeah.
it continues to go on, and I'm sure, the other resident, I'm sure he's somewhere else at a meeting with major shelter issues going on right now, so he's not here, but he certainly has been following up. You've heard since all of you guys came on board, Councilman Ty and Carabelli have been hearing probably longer than anyone the issues that I deal with in my neighborhood. I spent yesterday afternoon in municipal court listening to cases, because one of the cases at my first presentation for the most recent issue at my fence line was yesterday. So I took the day off and I listened to some of the animal control stuff. Most of those were first cases, and everybody will be back in November, and I will be sitting there as well. Someone was in for the fourth time, 4 running at large incidents. I'm getting tired of it. I know you're tired of hearing me, but I look forward to seeing every day check the website.
Lisa, it's no excuse for anybody, and I get it, dogs running at large, and, and I'm just my own personal feelings. I mean, we're gonna put stuff in place, you put laws in place, you put ordinances in place, to make sure that things don't happen. But, people are gonna do what they're gonna do, and hopefully, you can curb it by people being active like yourself and the Steve Cleggs of the world that are out there that are concerned for the health and well-being of the animals, because the last thing you want to see an at-large dog get hit by a car or anything like that, or go after another animal, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So,
the enforcement is bad. From an
sometimes
animal
you can't help
control
ignorance, right, unfortunately. But one thing's for sure, I know the business administrator and we're all concerned too, okay? Listen, last thing I want to do is say, hey, am I tired of hearing from you? No, I mean,
No, I'm just tired of
I'm tired of hearing about the subject,
Yeah, I'm
personally.
tired of
But we
having-
have to muddle through it, so to speak, if that's the right word, we want to get it right. And, because the last thing I want to do is come out with a new ordinance and new regulations for the shelter and then have a problem again. So hopefully within the coming month, after Kathy reviews it and legal reviews it and everybody's satisfied, we'll get it done. And
Thank you.
it's not through an effort by everybody I know in this administration. We're doing the best we can to straighten out some of these
It's
issues.
just taking really long, and it seems like the support is more on the side of people who don't control their dogs than people who are trying to keep their leash licensed controlled dogs safe. That's certainly how it feels, because you guys have been listening to me for almost 4 years now. And I see the same person walk an unleashed dog, and I have the same issues on my property, and, I've spent a lot of money to try to keep my dogs safe, or at least have proof that such an event happened. So now, one has got a summons issue, and hopefully that stops it. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Lisa. Any other questions or comments from the public? Come on up, Chief.
Chris Hazy, 18 Mount Drive. I just wanted to thank the council and the administration for the proclamation today, all of which we thank you for thanking us, but we couldn't do anything without the overwhelming support I've received from council, administration, legal, the clerk's office. As we've gone through this transition, continue to go through the transition, I can't tell you how responsive the rest of the departments in the township have been. We're very happy to be part of this, this family. So I just wanted to thank everybody for that. I also wanted to draw attention to the grant. Firefighter Brian Pfeiffer took care of that with Homeland Security. He put a lot of work and effort into it. I couldn't explain it if I tried. It's but with Assistant DA Joy Kerwin, we are doing really well in grants, and we're actually we're encouraged. I feel very encouraged to seek out these grants and bring in that money, and man, have we done it. It's been a great run of grants. I hope to bring you some more, but I'm very proud of my staff and lucky to work with this administration to continue to bring in monies from outside sources to fund the fire department. So thank you, and thanks for the recognition tonight.
Thank you, Chief, and appreciate the comments and appreciate everything your department, along with police and fire, emergency rescue, does for the community. And thank you very much. We're glad to provide you with the tools needed.
Thanks.
Seeing no other comments from the public, I'll open up the closing remarks from council, and we will start with our councilwoman, Nancy Phillips.
I'm usually not at a loss for words, but we're moving so fast. I'll say thank you again for everybody for coming out tonight. Lisa, we always love hearing you. We want to know what's going on, so thank you. And I just hope we do have Oktoberfest on Sunday and that we see you there. There might be rain Saturday, but let's hold out and make it happen on Sunday. Otherwise, have a good night, and we'll see you again.
Go ahead.
All right, I'll keep my remarks very brief. I just want to thank the chief for being here this evening, and for the first responders who were here and all their dedication and commitment to our town. It means a lot, and works both ways. So I appreciate all that you do. In addition, I know we had someone here, Stuart Johnson, receiving their 60th anniversary award. I also had the great fortune of attending a new coffee shop that opened up in Hamilton, Hamel Latte. So I think that Hamilton really has a good mix, and on October 26th, we're going to be announcing some award recipients from the business community and all the work that they do, whether it's some philanthropic endeavor that they take on or a nonprofit organization that they help support. We really do have a robust business community here in Hamilton, and I'm proud to be a part of it. So just want to thank everyone for coming out this evening. Appreciate all the support.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Paparo.
I can't top philanthropic or spell it. You're gonna go next time.
I couldn't say it.
Seeing Miss Isabel here brings back a lot of memories. Not only my sister and my daughter go to school, my mother-in-law also went to school. So she's had 3 generations of my family, so it was kind of nice to see her here.
Yeah.
Also nice to see our visitors there in the back. We appreciate you being here. Hopefully get to spend more time with you, maybe after the meeting. Just to touch on something, I know Ms. Williams has been here, and I agree that you've been through a lot with this over 4 years, but you're not bothering us. I enjoy your company at these meetings, right? You give us information that we wouldn't get if you weren't here. So while you may feel like you're complaining, we appreciate you being here. And Janice as well. We don't see everything. We can't see everything in a town this big. With over 91,000 people, it's difficult, but I appreciate. I wish you didn't have to go through what you're going through, but I appreciate you being here. To our team, I'm looking at the calendar. We have 3 meetings left this month, or this year.
No, say this month.
3 meetings until the year's over.
Wow.
Feels like it just started, and we're already at the end. Just want to thank everybody as we do come to the close. We won't see each other for a couple weeks, and they're going to be a busy couple weeks. Well, thank you for everything you've done for us. You make our meetings and everything so seamless. Just want to say thank you, and I'll pass it off to Council President Well.
Thank you, everyone, for your comments tonight and the work that you do and you put in. And thank you to the residents who come, and I agree with what Pat said at the end, regarding, people coming, whether it's the same questions or the same problems, we hear you. And although some things seem to be moving at a snail's pace, we're trying to just get it right. Last thing we want to do is get it wrong and have to start over again. And besides that, I just wanted to bring up, we keep hearing, Chief Tazi brought it up about grants. And, I'm just amazed, this year, is it approaching 5 million this year total?
Yeah, I only saw the last quarterly report, and it was, a good amount, but it was only what was for the last quarter. But I think you're right, it's been
approaching $5 million in grants. I don't think this town's ever done $5 million in 1 year in grants. And, that has to do with the administration hiring a grant writer. So obviously, we're seeing the results of hiring that grant writer. Hopefully they're going to be retained and keep doing the fine job that they're doing, because at the end of the day, everybody benefits from it, whether it's our first responders or other different departments. We get grants for the sidewalks, we get grants for the accessible ramps that we're doing throughout the township, and that wouldn't be possible, without these grants. And it's kept our tax bases level now, so it's a good thing that's going on. And with that, I'm going to close it. Before we close it, gives everybody a chance. It's only 10 after 7. The Phillies on are at 8 o'clock, so all you Philly fans can get home and see a good quality ball game again, and go Phillies, right? With that, this meeting is adjourned. What's that?
I said I hope my stop it is on